back at it. Let's start with C. So wide state, last 30 minutes, open, went down, space, double space. We sold here. Now, the reason we sold here is sometimes we like playing the previous position of close and treating that as if it is the 200, just because do you see this flat narrow state here? So we sold here. It would have been nice um, had we sold here, but we waited until it passed the first bar. We got in four lots. We're pretty separated away from everything, so we can tell that this isn't going to be really a far drop, more than likely. So we need to be very cautious. At least that's what I thought. But we were told it was a dropping market today, so just keep that in mind. It ended up dropping and then recovering somewhat, if I'm not mistaken. I was doing a lot of things today. Um, two notes when Oliver Velez is talking, you got to take notes. No trading while he's talking. I mean, yeah, no trading while he's talking, but let's go back to it. Sell, 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 sell. Okay, we got out. We got out because it eliminated, it wouldn't go down. We got out one share, two share. I think we got out all four shares. But this is a perfect opportunity for a stop and reverse, especially since that wide state was there. Let's see what would have happened if we did that. Bam. Wrote it, got out. Now we see how this has a flat state here. That's not quite an elephant bar. Do you see the line here? Let's draw the Fab Four again and see if we get a up or a down. There you go. Let's say we should buy there. I was getting a haircut. I wasn't too close to the computer. I had a lot of things I was doing. Um, but we can still go over all the trades and walk through it. You need to review them. There's a buy right here, elephant bar off the 200, 20, and 8. Let's see if it does anything. Oh, get out there. But do you see the up, down, up? And it seems as if this might have been a previous point of resistance. So sellers were in here. Sellers were in here. Let's keep that in mind. All right. 220. That's a big sell, but it's you see the state. I don't like it. I'm not, that's not my trade to take. But I could see someone doing a sell here. You see? Now, once it got past this state, I would have taken it there. But do you see how this lined it up and we were talking about the 220? Seller stepped in. Seller stepped in earlier. Now we're below. Let's see what it does. Sell again. We're out. Now, is that an opportunity to do a stop and reverse? You do have a double bottom, bottom, up, bottom. Here's a good bar. I say we try it. Stop under the bar. We got knocked out. Is this a opportunity for a stop and reverse? I think so. Off the 200. Great red bar. We said the sellers are up here. Maybe the sellers will make it go down. We had a whale, a micro whale, down, up, down, and then you get out. Now, could you reverse on this one? It's 14 days getting a little late, but we like playing that 20, or we like playing the narrow state 200. I might give it a, it's traveled this long distance, so it's probably not going to make a move unless you counted that entire bar, let's say, as an elephant. Then you have a bare 180. But this is a large thing where you'd have to put your stop down here. Now you could also, do you see this tail bar? This is a pretty big tail bar that eliminated 50%, about 60%, and all of that bar. So entire bar here. And if we look at the one, which we're not going to look at the one, that made the video take too long, unless it's right there. Um, well, maybe we will do the one. Just it's for me. I just don't know. It doesn't matter. We won't talk about that now. So let's move forward. You see that buyers was here. That's a pretty big buy, but is that an exhaustion elephant bar? Traveled all this way here. One more move. Is it gonna keep going? Let's see. Nope. Maybe you try to play that one, but it's 15:30, so no. There you go. That's the end of the day, though. So towards the end of the day, you probably want to look at the 1 minute. At least that's what I'm gonna focus on. And you can see it right here. Flat 200, flat 200. There is an elephant here with a hidden one. It comes back. There's another elephant hidden. And then you have elephant. So you had a lot, and you saw that this was a flat 20. So when it's flat, it's in a range, up, down, up, down. Not a range, but it's accumulating, I would say. Accumulating for a big move to happen. At least that's how I rationalize it currently. Things may change. Let's go to Disney. Okay. Now, Disney, if you watched yesterday's, we saw a lot of moves that came up and we didn't want to take, but then it came off of this 200 and still made a move. With Disney, we had this big green bar that was playable. You should have just bought here. when you saw that do all of that, um, because that killed 50% of it right next to here. Goes up, goes down, your stops here. Here, take away of a red bar, you buy again. It goes up, it goes down. You wouldn't take again from this red bar because it's so close to this red bar takeout, but you could do this takeout here. Now, here's where I just got in here and I was waiting for it to go above the 200 and then just hold it throughout the whole way. But I put a bunch of lots on here. It's some or as many lots as I could here, and then when it 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 went against me and it was too much. I was losing, so I couldn't take the loss, to be honest with you. I couldn't take the loss of that. I shouldn't have put as many lots on there. That's my fault. I would have got a nice little gain right here, even if that wasn't the best play for the day. That wasn't how the market was going. The market was going down all day or at the start. So I should have played downs. And you just have to know, look at the daily, and you'll just look at everything and see if it's a down day. And if it's a down day, you don't want to play. The whole market's going down. You don't want to play the few that are going up. You want to play with the majority. It just keeps things best. Go with the flow, not against it. Let's see if we got any more trades in Disney. Or we'll see if we took any trades, but I did take a lot of trades today. Here's one, two. We would have sold that off there. Now we got a reversal. Is that a bear 180? I would say yes. Is it near a 200, a flat 200? I would say yes. It eliminated a very big bar. The bears or the buyers came in. So I would play that and put the stop right here. Let's see what it does. Yep, it went up. Now you tried to wait for it to come back, but you see how this was such a vicious bar down? It's not coming back from a vicious play like that, more than likely. So, bam, bam, bam. Let's say you held down here. It went all the way. So and that's just how the day was. Everything was going down. Your moves that would go didn't go or boom. Oh, we'll see it. It went down. So that highlights something. If you have such a large move here and it still takes out that move, once it goes below it, it's still worth a play, but play it light. And you see right here, this is a color change opportunity. I'm not good on the color changes right now. I know they sound easy, but just in the moment. But you would have had one. Here's the elephant bar. We combine the two. So now that we know an elephant bar is going to play, we can say, hey, color change. That right there, color change, you could have sold here. But you wouldn't have, you could have done that one, but you really want to do it close to the 20. Or in this case, it was riding the 8, so close to the 8. So right here, you could have played a color change. Right here, you could have color change. Ideally, you could have got this one, and then you got two. So then you have one leg, two leg, three legs. So that's a nice play if you would get in. But remember, if you get in here, just know the play started here. Keep that in mind to see how far it will go down. But still, you could just ride that, all right? So now we know it's over. Oh, maybe not. It's not at all. It was a down day. Okay, now we could say that this is an elephant. Probably say it sooner, but let's say now. Stop right here. Got us out. Lost, but that's just the type price you take. Now, a lot of what they're teaching is you don't want to, you see how I'm going against, everything is going down, but I keep playing up. You don't want to go against the flow. Let's wait for an elephant. We can combine it. I think it was a nice try. But a better try would have been, hey, boom, if we would have got an elephant right here, right about there, or any indicator to buy a tail bar, an elephant, a bear 180. And then there's the day for Disney. Let's go to Intel. Now, Intel was doing some crazy stuff at the end of the day yesterday, if you remember. So, and it had a great day today. That's my best stock. The best stock I trade on is Intel, but I just didn't take it. I was being dumb. Uh, it's my most profitable and I didn't take it. You know, there'll be days like that. So do you see how it has the narrow state right here and the elephant bar? So we know the next day it's gonna continue. That's why was so obvious to stay to that this one was gonna go the against the market. But everything was going down and I played one that was going up, but I should have played this one if I was going to play one anyway. Let's look at it, especially with the news. I mean, news you don't listen to, but I mean, you don't listen to it, but unless it shows. Um, Here's the bar we take. We're looking at this, goes up, down, never really went below the 20. You get an elephant bar off of it. We just talked about the previous day close. Boom. Nice profit. Everything's going down. So let's see. Maybe we'll get something. There's an elephant bar for you right here. Let's put that together. Sell. Stop right here. Do the risk reward. Nope. Took you out. This we would avoid because it's not the biggest moves that are going to happen because the 200 is so far away. It's going to come back to it. We'd play it down. It could go up, but I would play it down. This is a wide state. This is a wide state. You could have got a little micro right here. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Never crossing the 8. That would have been a little take. Risky, but a little take. Same here. Seems like we have a top right here that's being respected. Bottom, I could have seen them playing this right here out of a fab, reversed. You could just stop and reverse, play that RLA up. Elephant bar, wide space. I would go to the 1 minute and see if it's close to a 200, because then you know it's a big move. If it's not, it's just not our move. But it might work. Here you go. That's what we've been waiting for. Here's the sell. Stop. Oh, still holding it. Nope, getting out. That was the end of the day, so that makes sense. Next one, Uber. So Uber, we played Uber today. Um, Look at this beautiful open. We didn't get to open. Narrow state from yesterday, 40 minutes. Fab four right there. You can see it. Bam. Wouldn't play the first bar, wait for the next 30 minutes or 30 seconds. Don't know what it's going to do. Bam, there we are. Sell that. If you were playing it that way, you got it out. Or you can look at it like down, down, up, down. So you really have your down move, your up move, your down. There's your whale that you were looking for right here. If it would have came all the way up, you're looking at that's a green bar here. So green bar from here to here. We're looking at that's an elephant bar right there. So we know it's going to go up. Or I wanted to play it up. It didn't end up going up. It we like everything was going down except Intel, of course. But let's say we would have played this topping bar here off the 200. But you see how it's moved so far? You know, it's moved so far, you can't expect it to do too much. Uh, I ended up taking this right here. I'm thinking it would go down. Elephant bar, covered the elephant bar, so we're still in it. I didn't hold it here. I got out. Here, that might be a nice play. If you expected a good move down, it didn't move at all. I was probably looking somewhere else at this point. I wasn't. I was doing a lot of things today, unfortunately. And we had a meeting. So when Obi speaks, you listen. That's the thing. No trade when Obi speaks. Well, if we're learning how to go over other people's trades, because it's the exact same thing as going over your own trade. You're just getting repetition. Remember that. See, that's a nice little move. And it's like up, down, up. Don't be greedy. Just leave one on there. But it's just so extended away from the 20 and the 200. It's a profit take. Do you have anything else? I saw this and thought I thought bull 180, and I was willing to play it because one try, two try. And I thought that third try would get it past here. I got out here after a violent move. Well, the violent move took me out. I wanted to stay in it. I was gonna hold it um below this, but I had a couple of plays running simultaneously, so I couldn't. And it would have been a nice get out here. It wasn't gonna be a big move unless it popped over. That's a pretty violent bar. I'd sell that. Get out. Could have got out here. We had a lot of times to take profit. Also, we had a couple of color changes that you could take advantage of. Wait for the elephant bar, the indication to get in before you start looking for the color changes. Bam, color change. This would have been a good one to get in. Bam, color change. This one would have been a good in again. Bam, this one. But you have to, you could only, if you took this one, you can take this one. This one's too close. Well, I mean, like, you could. I'm not going to, but you could. You could take color change, color change, color change. You could take them all day. That's just not in my list. And you remember to get the list and look at the list and play by the list. That was very important. So all the trades are the same. And you see this? This was an elephant bar. This was a move out of bottom. Double tail bars are always a take. Boom. Great move. Another one. And look at this. Boom. Boom. Is it going to go higher? It did go a little higher. Now we're at 15:30, so can't expect too much. Day's over. Unless, and you see it, here's the 1 minute at the end of the day. It's not a narrow state. Let's go to Walmart. Walmart, I didn't take any trades, but we can go and look at it. Narrow state at the open. You see how this, if it's narrow state, we'd be expecting a green up here. It gapped. It was red. You could sell it here back to here, but I would wait for here. I'm just more of a buyer than a seller right now, and I need to work on that. Because selling it moves quicker. Buying is it doesn't move as quick. I like quick movements, quick cash. Here's a buy here. Boom. Okay. Here's another elephant bar. You see how it has that little shelf right here? Goes down. You could sell here. This is a pretty significant bar. I'd buy here, set the stop under here, buy again here, get out. That was when I'd try to buy. Do you see how the red took it out right away? We're going to do a reversal. Reversal didn't work. Buy here. Now we know we got it. You see that angle right there? Get out. You see how it was, that was the angle we're looking for the color change. Now it's flattening down. Here it is, whale. More than likely it would have been seen right here. Is that 15? That's 3 o'clock. I think the 15 is 3 o'clock. Hmm. So 15. Nope, right here. So we know it made a move. Yeah. So I guess that was that. No, yeah, it was that was right off the 200. Who would have thought? Let's go to the last one, Exxon. And ironically, this was my opening play. Last one to review, but this was my first trade of the day. Uh, I looked at this as a flat state. This was so far away from this, it didn't matter. It popped off here. I should have bought in here if I was going to do it. I waited till here. I bought here. I bought here. And I tried to do something off the 200. And I bought shares, shares, shares. And as soon as it went against me, it got to my max loss. So I had to get out. I had no way I could hold it. And that was when it was very obvious that the whole day was going to be negative, or the start of the day was going to be negative, and I went to go positive and not for Intel, the one that I'm most profitable with. Who would have thought? So let's see if we have any other moves. A move like that on the 200, boom. We know that that's an elephant right there. Now this is close here. This would have been a nice bar. Do you see how this isn't actually off something? This is off the 20 and it's angled in a way that we're going to get that triangle. Bam. Let's see what it does. Nope. We can sell this like it's a elephant. Stop here. Sell. We got to the 200. I like playing the bounce off the 200. It's not going to bounce right here because that's so close, but we buy here anyway, set the stop here. Get out. What I did, I bought here. Elephant exhausting. Oh, maybe not. But anyway, I got out. So I didn't reap the benefits. Knew this play, didn't reap the benefits. It's one thing to know what to do, it's another thing to do it while you're in motion. You gotta do experience. That's why giving away all this information doesn't matter. No one will be able to do it unless they practice it every day. That's why a guru would give it away. Here's a sell, elephant bar. Nope. Oh, we still got it. Nice trade. Elephant bar, close, buy. Nice trade. That's the day. Have a nice one.